It is always interesting how actually things look on a different platform. I'm sorry for the background sound because always there is someone who is fixing something very loudly. Namaskar ji, and welcome to my yoga practice. Join, subscribe, don't forget to put some likes, tune into other videos, especially those which are in horizontal. All of the vertical videos are online or short videos. That is why if you want to practice, pick up the horizontal video. There are different playlists on my channel in which you can tune in and see the different levels of flexibility, strength, stamina, all of those. Sometimes all of those in the same practice, depend on my mood, on the mood of the moon, of the Don laws and all of those. Yeah. I am very grateful that you don't forget to put some comments because they are helping to grow of my channel. Thank you. Now we start the practice with criss cross of the legs, and of course the main thing that we do as an opening of the practice is to make a sankalpa. Sankalpa itself is much more bigger word than we can translate. There are no languages actually that can explain in one word what actually sankalpa means. The understanding of the word sankalpa comes with the practice as well, because it's not only the intention itself, it is a will to have something. So when we practice physically, we not just making our body stronger. No, we opening the channels, we cleaning them, and the sankalpa is all of this will that we have to have something. Even when our sankalpa is just cleaning ourselves, it is a lot and it is enough. That is why sankalpa is the must. Sankalpa is kind of the opening of the space before the practice. And in the end, when we sing Om and Shanti, we kind of close the space. Some teachers are opening with the mantras, but it is interesting that most of them, and most of us actually, do not know how to pronounce in the correct way some mantras. This is the guru-student teaching, and it only shares face-to-face, like face-to-face, I mean, not just online, face-to-face. It is very important, and most of the teachers do not share, of course. There are reasons for that, and we accept it. If you kind of have some doubts about this, I will make an example with the Sanskrit sound sh, because depend on the mantra, depend on the place of this word. The word itself may sound like sh, s, or even sch. So even if we talk only about one letter, so if we will write in English this word, it will be only one letter S, like $S. That is why everything is important. The positioning of the body is important. The state of the mind important. That is why whenever we do sankalpa, we try to go as deep with the understanding of ourselves as possible. And asana, if we take in a percentage of how much in real yoga asana takes a place, it will be only 20%. Because real yoga, it's not only asana. Asana is only the aspect of yoga. If you do only asanas, it is a great thing though. But if you do only asanas, you just do physical exercise. And most of the fitness and, for example, Pilates came from the yoga, and it is not a secret. Johannes Pilateus, for example, said that it was his idea. Hello. It was his idea to take the asanas from yoga and give it the names that he wanted to give. Neither good, neither bad, it's just the sharing of the common knowledge. That is why you should be in the understanding that yoga is not only about physical asanas. The more you go, the more you understand of yourself, the more you practice. Join my YouTube channel. My phone is pretty far, so for me to read, I need you to come to my YouTube channel and I will be able to read from a different device. So let's do the sankalpa, the will to have something. You can have a desire, a wish. It may be something even materialistic if you want. It may be the answer. So this will to have it, the will to understand it, and being able to receive it. All of those are needed. Crisscross your legs, open your palms, put them on your hips, open your chest, tailbone in, sit on the buttocks. Your head is try and feel how you move up. Like in the area of solar plexus, in the area of the third chakra, we are trying to feel how the lower body is connected to the earth and how the upper body is connected to the cosmos. The field around us, actually, it is electromagnetic field. And if you want, it is scientifically proved. So whenever we do the practice to receive root, to receive earth, we concentrate that this part of the body kind of go to the core of the earth, and the upper body is kind of going as high as possible up. And let's make a sankalpa for this practice. Do Gyan Mudra, so the index and the middle finger touching the thumb. Open your chest, close your eyes, and make a wish. Do breathe in. Very softly open your eyes. Change the creasing cross of the legs. Both arms up in the sides, inhale. And with the exhalation, turn to the left and put both arms from the both side of the left leg. Straighten your back and start to round your back when you go down. And of course, try to reach with your elbows, if you can, with rounding your back. Relax your neck. And just breathe. The main idea inside of the asana is to understand the next step of yoga, actually. And pranayama is not just breathing technique. This is the next step. The best part, if you will try and see the difference when you practice pranayama before practice and after. If you practice the pranayama after the practice, I mean, you during the practice can use some ujjayi breath or full yogic breath, but if you do some pranayama techniques more difficult after the practice, you can see totally different things. You can tell about your body's totally different thing. Do inhale. Start to come up. Both arms up, inner sides, inhale. With the exhalation, turn to the right. And put both palms from the both sides of the right knee. And of course, if you feel that it is difficult for you to go deeper in the asana, you may stay here. Only your ego keeps you from understanding where actually you go. Hello. And just breathe and concentrate. Do inhale, start to come up. And let's make a different asana. So, we start from the right leg, left leg close to the torso, and change the position of the right leg that your left foot touching right knee. And from this, you can change into few different variations. Basically, if you can do this variation, it is enough already. But of course, we can always make the more interesting, more difficult asana. The right heel, you can put as much close as possible to the right sit bone. And with the left leg, it can be slightly higher than the right knee, like this. Or, more difficult will be half lotus, but only if you can actually do it with the flexibility of the hip. It is very important because the hip joint is actually the one which we are opening here. Because if, for example, you do the half lotus and you feel the knee, it means that you're using the flexibility of the knee, not the hip. You're not supposed to feel the knee at all. Because from the flexibility of the hip joint, the flexibility of the knee and the ankle depends on. That is why let's try to go deeper to the twist to the left. But if you feel that you're not able to do the real half lotus, left foot can be to the inner part of the right hip. Both arms up, inhale. With exhalation, turn to the left. With the right arm, first touch the right hip. Try not to create a tension on the knee, not to push the knee towards the floor. If you really want to make yourself more flexible, palm must be on the hip and the hip must move away from the joint, so kind of moving forward. And with the left arm behind your back, try to reach the left toes and very carefully turn to the left. Concentrate on the breath. My dear channel guests, don't forget to subscribe, put some likes, comments, and tune in to my other videos. Check out my short videos, different playlists for a different levels of practice as well. And if you were able to do, for example, half lotus, if you're flexible enough, you may make it slightly more difficult by putting right arm on the floor and the left knee on the right arm and twist from this position. The most difficult here is not to create the movement of the ego, because our ego gives us advices, go deeper, make stronger and everything, but all of this will be the consequence of constant practice. The more practice you have, the more constantly you practice, the bigger results will come. And eventually you will figure out that you do not want the results of the physical body. And you go to the spirituality. But of course, not all of us. Do inhale and very carefully come back to the center. Hello, Robert. Now straighten the right leg. Toes facing ceiling, and from both sides arms goes up, and let's try to reach towards the right foot with both arms. The most interesting is that the position of the left leg will either give you a possibility to go deeper, either not. That is why let's try to go deeper first, and if you feel that leg is actually not helping as much, you can always put the left foot to the inner part of the right leg. This will be the different asana, but the main idea is not the asana you're performing actually, but the understanding what you are creating inside, the understanding of energetical chains which are happening during the practice. So for example, you were able to reach the foot and very carefully round your back and try to reach with your forehead the right leg. If you have enough of the flexibility of the shoulder, you may make it, of course, more interesting. It is always some space to work. So left arm behind your back and try to reach towards the toes of the left foot. And with the right arm, still try to reach towards the right foot. So our body has a tendency to open up to the left when we're in such position. Make it turn to the right and straightly go to the leg. At some point, if you feel that your body starts to turn a little bit, come back and stay with a aligned positioning of the shoulders. Because for us, it doesn't matter, can you actually reach the head to the leg? What matters is what you feel during the movement. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, put some likes, comments, and tune into my different playlists, different videos of different level of flexibility, stamina, strength. Choose for yourself. And join. Do inhale and very carefully start to come up. Hello. I'm not exactly understanding what type of question are you asking. What does it for what exactly? The precise asana, the practice itself. Let go of the left leg, shake it a bit. And always we do the alignment for both sides perfectly similar as much as possible, because we are trying to create the equality of the sides because of the different energies inside of the body. Right side is a masculine side, despite the gender, left side is feminine side. So these energies must work like yin and yang. That is why let's try. Left heel is much close to the left sit bone. Right foot to the left knee first. Then, of course, if you were putting the foot higher, put it higher. If your foot was over the left knee, let's do it too. If you were making half lotus, check if it's more flexible to this side. And it is probably. The most importantly, if you do not do on one side, you do not do on the second side as well. We try to make the even practice. It will help you to reduce stress, of course, yes. Any physical exercise, it's not only about yoga, it's about physical exercise. It will help you to release stress. Yoga is more like finding the balance between spirituality, not religion, but spirituality, and your physical body. Finding out what the heart wants, body can, and the mind, not only the one who rules everywhere, you know. That is why start the practice and then you will see what you can actually reach. So if you were making the half lotus on one side, do it on the other. Again, the hip joint matters. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, put some likes, and check out my other videos on the channel. I will be very grateful for comments under them because it helps my channel to grow. Thank you. Thank you for your compliment. It's very nice. Thank you so much. Don't forget that one hip might be more flexible, one leg may be more stronger. That is why whenever you do any movement, always think that the second side must be pretty much the same. That is why try to stay longer for not so flexible side, stay longer for not so strong side. So both arms up, inhale. With exhalation, turn to the right. Put the left arm on the right hip and right arm behind your back on the tips of the fingers. What is important again is not to create tension on the knee and create a little bit of tension on the right hip. So try to move hip away from the joint so it will be kind of moving forward towards the knee. And if you're flexible enough of the hip, you will see how it's actually working. And with the right arm behind your back, try to reach towards the toes on the right leg, if flexibility is your side. At least for now, you may try and then grow in it. Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos. If you have any questions, you can always ask me, either in online, either in any of social networks, or in the commentary section after any video. I will be very grateful for your comments and likes under short videos. It helps my channel to grow. Have a great time of existence. So we do inhale in this position, and with exhalation, very slowly we start to come back to the central position. The most important in asana, what is actually asana, is the way how you go into the posture and go out from the posture. It doesn't matter how many minutes you can do the asana, it matters how much energy you have in the opening of the asana and in the closing of the asana. And only judging from that, the amount of time in the asana matters, only in comparison to these two. Straighten the left leg. And of course, on this side, we will do the same. The position of the right leg may be slightly higher than the left knee. If you feel tired, because your right leg may be tired, you can put the right foot to the inner hip, but important pelvic position is closed, so pelvic looks front. We change the position of the right foot for those who were making the half lotus. You may stay with the half lotus. Both arms up in the sides, we do inhale, And with the exhalation, we're trying to reach forward as deep as possible. And again, notice how deep you can actually go, where you stop, where you go more deeper. Everything is noticeable, then the more growth you will face. So if it's really difficult to have the equanimity and equality of the shoulders, you may go up and stay with your palms on your knee, and that will be great. You may try to make things difficult with the right arm behind your back, trying to reach the toes of the right leg, but important, our body will start to turn to the right. This is how our body reacts. This is the first reaction. But we control our body and try to close it. Close this position and try with the left arm go towards the left leg. And with this position, we're trying to go deep, as deep as possible. There is no perfection. In real yoga, there is no comparison. There is only practice. That's what matters the most. That is why do not try to overdo things. Just be in asana and enjoy yourself in the asana. If you even doing 3 asanas a day, and it doesn't matter which one, if you wake up or go to bed and do few asanas before it or after, it is the most important, because you will see how your mind is changing, how your reactions changing, and the most importantly, reactions stop. It is like the work of physical body with the mind. If you are having tendency to react with anger for someone saying something, with the practice you will stop to react those ways. You will grow, you will change. Very carefully let go of any position that you were at and let go of the right leg and shake it. Welcome to all of my channel guests. Subscribe, put some likes, comments, and tune in to my other videos and other practices. Get the flesh out of your sit bones and get it up. It is very important that we do not have it to a side because it's not comfortable. But what is really comfortable and it's physically easier to get the flesh out of our buttocks up. And from this position, getting down will be much more easier. There are different variations, different asanas, different traditions. That is why alignment in the asanas will be different as well. Alignment, what I mean in that, for example, in Janu Shavasana, head to the knees, as you see from the name of the asana, we will be reaching with rounding our back, we will be reaching the knees. But if we will be making, for example, the Mahamudra, we will have our knees bended, try to straighten the back and trying to reach the toes. But of course, the main idea, we try to have the legs straight as well. Our movement next is the most important because in Mahamudra, the energy flow, what follows after this position, the understanding and the feeling of itself. If we are making Paschimottanasana, we are stretching forward and trying to make a lock behind our legs or grabbing the outer sides of the feet. If, for example, we are trying to have different kind of energy inside of us to clean ourselves, we grab with the first and the second finger the big toe, and it will be Angushta, Padahastasana, 1 метр 70 сантиметров. And then we are going down as deep as possible, and the more down we go, the more flexible we are, the elbows will be starting to face the sides. and depend on the way how we look and where we look. For example, when we look to the toes, we are working with the nerves of the eyes, for example. On a subtle level, it means we are working with the pineal gland. That's what's important. There is no movement that we do just for the matter of the movement, no. There is always the reason for the movement. That is why pay attention, because depending on what the teacher wants, it's not only about when you practice with me, it's about when you practice, whenever you practice. The more you go deeper in the asana, the more interesting it is. Камера дает плюс 10 веса, и на камере рост кажется ниже. My Russian guest asked my height. Оптическая иллюзия. And now we will do the Janu Shirshasana. We try to round our back and try to reach with the forehead our knees. Relax the back as much as possible, of course. And go deep. Do inhale, start to come up. And we will finish this short practice with the Shavasana. It is always the must. During the Shavasana, we are trying to remember our sankalpa. Lay down on your back. Move back and forth. Side to side. Spread your legs on the side of the yogi mat, arms on the sides, palms facing ceiling. And just breathe for a few moments. I advise you to stay at least 5 minutes in Shavasana or do the meditation after the practice. Move with your toes, with your palms, fingers, and sit with your legs crossed. And we are closing the practice with mantra, Aum, and 3 times Shanti. Arms in the Namaste gesture. Do inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Very softly, slowly open your eyes. I am very grateful for the practice. My amazing guest of the channel, I am very grateful that you were here today with me, that you were practicing. Some of you were just looking, of course. I am very grateful that you don't forget to subscribe, put some likes and the comments in the comments section. Hello, Judy. You're just exactly to the end of the practice. To avoid. Who knows? Who knows? Have a great time.